But we get to our top story. The White House is stepping up pressure on Republican lawmakers to raise the debt ceiling as the government shutdown continues to drag on. Meanwhile, leaders on the Republican side are holding firm and calling on U.S. President Barack Obama to open negotiations on the Affordable Care Act. Sean Callebs joins me now, and in just a couple hours, we enter week number 2, all because of this one very, I guess, controversial issue.
Yeah, I think that's a safe way to put it. And a breakthrough in Washington's budget battle may or may not be on its way, but President Obama has signaled that he will be willing to accept a short-term extension of the debt ceiling to avoid a default. The consequences of a default will most likely extend far beyond U.S. borders. Economists say it could trigger a financial crisis and a recession that would echo 2008 or worse. It was no mistake. President Obama chose to make a stand while speaking to workers at the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. The government shutdown has idled 86% of FEMA workers, a microcosm of what federal agencies are coping with. The president challenged House Speaker John Boehner to put a short-term spending bill to the floor immediately to end the punishing stalemate.
The truth of the matter is there are enough Republican and Democratic votes in the House of Representatives right now to end the shutdown immediately, with no partisan strings attached.
A growing concern remains the government debt ceiling beyond the current $16.7 trillion limit. If lawmakers don't raise the borrowing cap by October 17th, the U.S. would simply default on its debts. By all accounts, the result would be catastrophic for the U.S. economy, and the ripple effect would be felt around the world. Boehner lays the blame at Obama's feet.
The president's refusal to negotiate is hurting our economy and putting our country at risk. This morning, a senior White House official said that the president would rather default than to sit down and negotiate. Really?
The White House adamantly denies that. Obama says he is willing to negotiate over the implementation of his controversial affordable health care measure, dubbed Obamacare, but not under the threat of a government shutdown or a default. Time is running out. The U.S. has fewer than 10 days to increase the debt limit. For the first time, the White House says it is open to a short-term increase in federal borrowing, if that will get all sides talking again.
If the shutdown ends quickly, we'll recover from the damage. If it goes on for a longer period of time, it will do more harm.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew going on to say that Congress is, quote, playing with fire. And if you think people in the United States are upset about the way this is playing out, a senior Chinese government official on Monday publicly warned Washington about the dangers of the current row over the U.S. debt ceiling. Phil?
All right, so the dangers are there, but there's a silver lining to this, because the president has said that some issues might be on the table for discussion. Do we read that as a positive sign?
What he is saying is, look, I'm open for discussion, but if you try to hold me, this administration, the U.S. government hostage by either linking it to the debt ceiling or the Affordable Health Care Plan, it's off the table. He wants some progress now on the debt ceiling, which Chinese officials do as well. And let's not forget, they control or own $1.3 trillion worth of U.S. Treasury bonds, and they see this teetering around knowing that October 17th is the deadline and basically D.C. turns into a pumpkin, the party's over. They don't want any part of that.
This is a very serious situation. It's continuing to develop. We're less than 10 days away, and we're entering day number 7 in just a couple hours. Sean Callebs, thank you very much. We'll be talking to you more this week.